I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this week's episode, we'll talk to Budget Officer John Hammond and preview the Annapolis Elks family picnic coming up. But first, making headlines this week. Dave, we won!
We won?
We won!
Why did we win?
Arundel TV took home 2 Telly Awards for a pair of productions that aired in the past year.
Yes.
A Race Against Time, Maryland Archaeology, and the Quest to Recovery, which was produced by our own Dale Boyer. Shout out, Dale.
Shout out, Dale Boyer. You the man, buddy.
He won an award in the government category. Here's a clip.
This Native American shell heap marks the spot where people camped and shucked oysters almost 1,500 years ago. But the site is rapidly eroding. These middle school students are helping archaeologists learn more about the ancient people who once lived here before the site is lost forever.
It enhances the knowledge of our students' local history so much. This is an area that's in the backyard of most of the students, and what they don't know is the deep history that is rooted here.
These children, working alongside archaeologists, can discover tangible links to a long-forgotten history.
And that's not all. History, 100 Years of Fort George G. Meade, also won in the history category, and that was, of course, produced by our Cisco Davis.
Shout out.
Cisco.
CD.
Woo-hoo.
And I helped with that, too.
Let's take a quick look at that one.
Fort Meade was not always a powerhouse of cyber technology and intelligence. It began as Camp Meade, while America hastily prepared to enter the First World War. Before the military came to town, there was barely a town to speak of outside of Annapolis and Baltimore. There were lots of peach farms and one-horse towns.
In this part of western Anne Arundel County, there wasn't very much development. The principal features were the railroads running through here that connected Annapolis to the main line north-south. There were a couple little towns. They were post offices and a cluster of houses, so even calling them a town is probably too much. The people in the area were truck farmers. They sent fruits and vegetables to the markets in Baltimore and Washington. The families that lived here were familiar names to the area. The Clarks, the Disneys, the Friedhofers, Sauerhammers, names that you continue to see on street signs and so on.
The Telly Awards was founded in 1979 to honor excellence in local, regional, and cable television commercials with non-broadcast video and television programming added soon after. Arundel TV joined the fray of 12,000 entries from all 50 states and 5 continents. Telly Award winners represent work from some of the most respected advertising agencies, television stations, production companies, and publishers from around the world. Congratulations, Arundel TV. We see you.
And take that, BuzzFeed. Think you're so great.
Boom. This is so exciting.
Yeah, we're just getting started. We got more.
We didn't just get a Telly. We got 2 Tellys.
2 Tellys. And we got Rob last year. So
Telly.
So good work by the guys. For those who don't know, we do have 5 videographers who work at the studio. And
They're
they are
awesome.
churning out product every single day and getting better and better and better every single
By the way, I have work for you. I forgot.
You have work for me?
I have work for those guys.
Oh, great. Oh, great. I can't wait.
I'm going to make Telly the new Dilly Dilly.
Oh, wow.
Telly.
Well, Kristin, the future looks bright in Brooklyn Park.
Awesome.
County Executive Steve Schuh announced that he is scouting the county for land to build future schools, and Brooklyn Park is one of the locations.
We've recently entered into negotiations with Belgrove to purchase 160 acres of open space land directly behind me. This extraordinary parcel represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the county to develop a major regional park along the lines of Quiet Waters Park, Kinder Park, or Downs Park right here in the North County, and to develop much-needed schools. Our plan calls for the county to purchase the land with funds set aside in our recently presented budget in the Advanced Land Purchase Account. This incredible public work project will help revitalize Brooklyn Park, raise property values, and provide North County residents with recreational and educational amenities that they currently lack.
Now, as you know, Crofton High School will be the first high school that increases our total from 12 high schools since 1982, the year our beautiful Kristin was born.
Easy. 86, 87.
Really? You sure about that?
82.
I want to see the paperwork on that. We will be sure to keep you updated as this initiative to add more new schools in West County and North County progresses, as well as the action to replace Old Mill High School. It's
exciting.
Looking forward to that.
So exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get ready for the future. So we're looking at maps and figuring out, where these schools are going to go. The county executive, of course, he will not be around to see the fruition of this plan. He may be around, but he will not be the county executive.
But laying the groundwork is just as important.
Yeah, he's got a plan to double the number of high schools over the next several decades. So that's an ambitious plan, and you got to find the land to do it. So.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Well, residents all around the county have been asking for reforms to how we deal with new development, and now they got what they asked for. County Executive Schuh signed 5 bills into law this week that do the following: freeze upzoning countywide pending the completion of the new general development plan, increase notification of neighbors when a new development is proposed, limiting variances, and mandating the use of small area plans. Here's how Schuh explained the new laws.
Taken together, I think these bills will help us better manage our lands here in Anne Arundel County, will apply principles of smart growth, and help assure that we preserve our rural lands for many years to come.
Looks like we're taking a time out for a few years, Dave.
I mean, yeah, it's sort of like that. And by the way, it's not unusual. Every 10 years, the county updates its plan called the General Development Plan. You've seen the listening tours.
GDP.
GDP, for those who are in the know, who know the lingo. But a lot of jurisdictions, when they do this, they stop any changes in zoning designations during that process.
Yeah.
So they have a clean slate and they can look at it and not have problems with, oh, well, I put in my application on June 1st and you put it on a moratorium on June 2nd, and now I'm getting my property rights taken away. But this is directly for those, I monitor everybody online, and they're always saying, you don't care, you don't listen to us. These initiatives are directly a list of the things that the citizens have been asking for in the meetings with the county. So, please don't say nobody listens to me, because it's right there.
And please know that it's good when you make your voice heard.
Absolutely. I mean, if people didn't come out and participate, then we might not have these sort of things. So, and there's going to be a lot more opportunities to participate. So please do that as the general development plan goes forward. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we have a very special guest, Budget Officer Mr. John Hammond. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Sara. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Well, welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we have Mr. John Hammond, the county's budget officer, with us. And it's kind of a bittersweet interview. I think this might be your last time in the studio.
That's probably going to be the case, yes.
Because you are retiring. Last day is the very last day of the year, December 31st. And how many budgets have you done?
24 and a half. We're still in the midst of the 2019 budget, so we're almost done, but we haven't finished it, but it'll be 25.
Everything's looking good?
As well as it could look at this stage in the approval process. We're still working with the county council as they review the budget, and we'll eventually finish things up on the 14th of June.
Exciting stuff.
Now, I was expecting you to come in here and just, you know, for those who don't know, the real John Hammond, I mean, you've been Santa. You drive fire trucks. You have cookouts every year for the staff. What are we going to do when you're gone?
Yeah.
Do the employee golf tournament, too.
That's right, the golf tournament?
Yeah, no, it's instituted a lot of fun events for the county to make it a fun place to work for all the employees, and we've had a lot of fun. It's we do work hard, believe it or not. We do work hard, and the county's got very, very good cadre of employees across the whole spectrum of county services. So it's good to let off a little steam at appropriate times during the year, and I've hopefully fostered some of that positive energy.
Passed it on. I've got to ask, if you have been responsible for all these cookouts, are you a bit of a grill master? Is there something that's your specialty dish?
You didn't know?
I don't know.
Oh my
I
God.
haven't come to a
just do
cookout.
Gotta come this year.
Hamburgers and hot dogs is what we do as a thank you to all the folks in the finance office and the budget staff and other departments that are down in the Arundel Center. So the end of June we'll do the annual cookout.
Nice.
And
well, if you want to mean buffalo chicken dip, let me know.
And he does man the grill, by the way.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
Everyone enjoys that.
Awesome.
And you know what? We should also mention that in your illustrious career, you have also been county executive and chief administrative officer.
I have been, yes. With the unfortunate passing of Dennis Callahan, I became the chief administrative officer. And then when Mr. Leopold resigned, I had to fill in for a week or so until we had a new county executive. So I've had lots of experience.
Well, we should, and a lot of people who work in county government know you over the years. You know, you have a great sense of humor. You're always having fun, no matter how serious the situation is. But also, you take this very, very seriously. This is a very important responsibility to you. And I know you've probably had opportunities to retire before, and you just couldn't do it. And I'm sure, I can tell now, we're seeing a different you. You're a little melancholy about this, and I know you don't want to leave. So first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thanks. No, it's been a fun ride. It is a very important job. The budget officer in the charter is the #3 person in county government behind the county executive and the chief administrative officer, and a lot of important roles come to the budget office, not only putting together the annual financial plan, but I'm also responsible for the management of the county's pension fund, which is right now about $1.9 billion. And it's a fund that all of the county employees look to as funding their retirements. So sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night, it is a daunting responsibility that, hey, wait a minute, a lot of people are counting on you doing the right thing in your job. And that keeps me on my toes. But yeah, you're right. I enjoy a good pun all the time, and much to many county executives' chagrin, I'll erupt with a pun or two in the middle of some thought that they're working on, and
they usually know when you're coming.
They easily get thrown off by that.
Now tell us, what are your big plans for retirement?
My big plans for retirement, I'm really blessed. My wife and I have 2 children, and they both live in Annapolis. They live within 6 blocks of us, and they both have 2 children that are young kids, 7, 5, 5, and
shout out. Give them some shout outs.
Shout out.
Their names.
Oh, well, sometimes I can't remember them.
Yeah, you're on the spot now.
And you love them all equally, so don't just say to all of them, shout out.
Jack is 7. He's in 1st grade at Germantown Elementary School, and then his sister Lucy will start first grade, or I guess start kindergarten this coming September. And then my daughter's two children is Willie. Willie's also 5, and he'll start kindergarten at Germantown with Lucy in September. And then little May is 2.5, and she's the live wire. She runs the roost of the grandchildren. But I want to see if Willie and Lucy get put in the same kindergarten class at Germantown. If they do, I'll have a lot of sympathy for the teacher.
Wouldn't that be something?
They're both live wires.
There's a lot of John Hammondisms.
Yes,
that still,
you referred to these as Hammondisms earlier.
And I will share with you one of my favorites. I have actually known John now, he's not going to believe this, but I've actually known John now for almost 20 years.
Yeah, you were a little pipsqueak reporter
for
the newspaper.
Let's talk about those days.
So I was a reporter for the newspaper, and I would talk to John quite a bit. And he's always too busy to talk to me, you know, and I would call him up. And he always used the speakerphone. I think he might have invented it because he does not use the hand receiver. So you would call, and you would hear this big cavern and this big booming voice. What do you want? You know, I didn't work for the county. I was a reporter. And so I would ask him questions, you know, and I thought I knew a little bit what I was talking about, but then I'd get something like a little bit wrong, and he would correct me, and then he would say, do you get it now? And I'd say, I don't know. And he goes, well, I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Is that how it goes?
That's how it goes.
Explain it for you, but I can't understand it for you. I like it.
And I've actually used that. I think I've used that a few times down at the county council also.
A few times.
But it's a very good line to throw out at newspaper reporters.
Yeah.
It's very effective because a lot of them, they get scared and they don't want to ask him any more questions.
Right.
But I would keep him on the phone until I got that answer. I still probably wouldn't understand it, but you know, he did go through the numbers with me. Before we go, I did want to ask you, tell us about when you first got hired by the county. How did that all go down? Who was the county executive? Was there a charter form of government yet?
Yes, there was a charter form of government. Okay. Hey, but it's interesting. You know, charter government was voted on in 1964 and took hold, started in actually 1966 in Anne Arundel County. And that's when I was at Annapolis High School and taking civics. So this was the whole time we were in the 9th grade, they were talking about the charter form of government, changing it, and it just struck a good nerve with me, and we paid particular attention, having no clue that, gee whiz, eventually I'd end up be working for the county. But so, you know, I've followed the history of charter government from a very early age. But I was hired by Bobby Neal in 1993. Bobby was in the last year of his term as a county executive. He was looking for at that time the position was a finance officer, which ran both the Office of Budget and the Office of Finance. And I was looking for a job, and Bobby said, why don't you come on over and finish up with my term, and we'll see if you can survive the transition. And if you'd bet that I would be less than a year with the county, you probably would have gotten some pretty short odds, and you would have been better off taking the long bet. I thought he'll be there more than a year, but as it turned out, Bobby...
well, you did go to Wharton. You weren't some schmo.
Well, yeah,
you knew how to do math.
And now with the president, you got to explain that I went to Wharton Graduate School. But so Bobby decided not to run again, and John Gary ran for county executive and won, and John retained me. And then he left after one term, and Janet Owens became county executive and served for Janet, with Janet for 8 years. And Janet was termed out. John Leopold retained me when he took over as county executive, and served Laura Newman, with Laura Newman for 18 months. And then Steve has retained me, and I told Steve from the get-go that I was good for one term and it was going to be time to go, because I'd done the math and figured out that was going to be 25 years with the county, and I'll be 70, and By then I had a couple of grandchildren, and it looked like there were going to be more. So it's time to become a full-time grandfather.
Oh,
we're gonna miss seeing you around the office.
We will.
Well, I've told the county executive, and I've told my staff that it's not like I'm leaving the planet.
I knew he wasn't. I knew he was coming.
I only live, and that's one of the great things about working for the county is I only live 6 blocks from the office. So.
And you'll be staying there.
And sometimes that's a curse because it's very easy to slip in on the weekends, and then once you get in the office, you can't put the stuff down. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be around, and there'll inevitably be questions about, well, I don't remember this or that, and where did you hide this or that, and so I'll be around. I don't plan on just going cold turkey. If someone needs some information, I'm available.
Well, we thank you so much for all you've done for our county. It's easy to see why you were retained again and again. But now you have some much deserved time, some more time with your grandkids. Good luck.
Well, I am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
They're all full of energy, and the 2 boys love to play baseball, so Granddad can get out in the backyard and throw the wiffle ball to them, and Lucy and May are into their activities, so I can shepherd them around. So it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations on a well-deserved retirement, and we appreciate having you, and thank you for stopping into the studio this week.
My pleasure, and good luck to you all.
Yeah.
We're going to need it.
Yeah. We'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Welcome back. The Annapolis Elks are having their annual family picnic this week, and Sara Gannon has all the details. Sara?
Thanks, guys. We're at the best kept secret today of Anne Arundel County. Well, I guess the secret's out. But we're here with Captain Stu Burgoon and Angela Meyer at Camp Barrett. Stu is not a stranger. I remember we did a segment not too long ago at the Elks. So, Stu, can you give me a little bit of background on what you do for the Elks and what your establishment does?
Our Maryland-Delaware District of Columbia Elks Association, we have 37 lodges, and in our North Central District, I'm the district deputy, we represent 8 lodges, and all those work together for Elkdom to keep this camp open and keep our kids coming in.
And Angela, can you tell or elaborate more on what Camp Barrett does?
Oh, Camp Barrett does so many different things. We're really very fortunate to have it here in the county in Anne Arundel, but actually in the tri-state area, the Maryland-Delaware DC Association area. It is sponsored as a state major project for all of our Elks lodges. That's 37 in that association, and they fund what goes on here. Now, Elks Camp Barrett itself has a 6-week-long summer camp for needy and deserving kids. And they come from all over the state, all over Maryland, Delaware, D.C. We also house or host the Camp Sunrise. That is a camp for children put on by Johns Hopkins for kids with cancer, pediatric oncology. After that, we do a couple of band camps, a few small sports camps. We have a plethora of scouting that goes on here on the campus.
You had said that some of the scouts had actually done some projects for you here.
We are blessed with Eagle Scouts. Eagle Scouts have done so many different things here. We have Adirondack buildings that have been built, our archery range, our riflery range. We just have a brand new orienteering course that just went up by our latest project. And we're one of the few campgrounds that have its own graveyard. It's a historic graveyard.
Oh, wow.
The Waters family had this farm way back when. And that Eagle Scout, it was in disrepair. He came in, refurbished the whole thing. It's beautiful. It's back behind the cabin.
That's awesome. Stu, how long has the camp been established here?
I think we're close to 60 years. Is that correct, Ange?
1952.
Yeah, so it's longer than that. Then it's a long time. So we're very proud of it. And as Angela was saying, I think the family graveyard goes back to what, 1830 something?
Yeah,
something like
pre-Civil War.
Yeah,
pre-Civil War. It's really cool. You need to pop back.
So what type of activities do you do at this camp?
Well, each camp is different, but our summer camp is 6 weeks long, 3 girls weeks, 3 boys weeks.
Okay.
They have all the traditional summer camp things: swimming, archery, riflery, etc., etc. And but we throw in some extras. We do some improv, we do yoga, we have a computer building, robotics, little short blurb cells that are a part of that. It's a busy week for kids
and for the adults too.
Yeah, my counselors work very, very hard here. So, but we are very fortunate that a lot of local kids, high school kids, well, actually more early college, first couple years of college, come in, and they're our counselors, excellent staff.
How do you recruit your counselors?
This year we went to Anne Arundel Community College and put something out there. We've gotten a few there. A couple of the colleges up along the corridor, Randallstown, that area. We have some high school kids from there, a few from here. We as far away as Chestertown. We have our counselors come in, 18 or older, and that's usually what we get.
Now, when do you have your first camp start here?
The 17th of June is our first girls' week.
Okay.
And then we alternate, girl, boy, till the 27th is our last day, the last girls' camp, boys' camp, excuse me.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you both for what you do for the community. I mean, that's fantastic. But before we close out here, can you tell, how can you get to attend these camps?
That's very easy. The best way you can find out about our summer camp for needy, deserving children and any child who wants to attend can go directly to their local Elks Lodge.
Okay.
They can find out where their local Elks Lodge is in the elks.org website, which is the national website. You just go in and type where you live. They'll give you the phone number, etc.
And they'll let you know how you qualify. And
yes, absolutely. We have camperships for kids who need it, and our rates are very reasonable.
Very good.
We have the ages from 9 to 13, and as Angela was saying, if you get a hold of any Elks Lodge in the area, they'd be more than glad to help you. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Every child sponsored by an Elks Lodge, so.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again for what you do for our county and for our country and for the state of Maryland.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And please come back and visit us on any of our events. We'd be glad to have you.
Thank you. And it's beautiful here. It is really beautiful. How many acres did you say was here?
187.
187. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't want to cut all that grass.
We have a very good caretaker.
Awesome. She's giving him a shout out. Well, thank you again. And back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. And I have to say, it's a little weird not having Sarah at the desk.
I know.
Glad to see you, by the way.
I swear, everyone's so excited to have me back. Even
but I wasn't here last week, so I haven't seen
here.
you. I haven't gotten to catch up with you about your trip to Paris. I see you have something here.
Well, I am presenting you with the French coffee that you requested. And this is a thing for Kristin. She likes coffees of the world.
I do.
So tell the truth, Kristin.
Yeah.
Is Café Maxims de Paris good coffee?
I mean, it looks like it. It says Arabic.
So you know
Arabic
nothing
coffee.
about it.
No, I do, because it says from Arabica, which means Arabic, and Arabic coffee is great.
Is it? What's the deal with that? What, the beans are from a certain
coffee.
place? Okay.
So an exceptional moment for you to take. So if it's an exceptional moment
Must be
for
the
me
translation.
To take, it must be a good coffee, but we can always find out just by smelling it.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is going down right now.
I'm excited, and thank you so much for bringing this.
You're welcome, happy to do it. And of course, we were texting in the airport at the duty free to make sure that you got your coffee. That does smell good.
I know. Whenever someone asks me what they can bring me back from wherever they're going, I always say coffee.
And it's not expensive, and it's unique, and it's a really good idea for a gift.
And I'll write them down, so if I ever visit, I can get some more.
I do coffee mugs. I love coffee mugs.
And it doesn't have to just be international.
Just so you know, when you go on vacation, Kristin.
Coffee mugs.
Coffee mugs. I like coffee mugs.
Got it, got it.
So, you know, I did not prepare Kristin for this, but don't worry, there's no more surprises. You got your coffee, that's it.
Okay.
So, as you know, I am in the process of moving.
Yes.
So I have been surrounded by boxes for so long now that I just wonder what it's like to actually have a place to live where all your things are.
You'll have that again.
So I was putting things in boxes and I came across some recycling quandaries.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 things that I was not sure what to do with them.
Okay.
And you tell me yes, no.
I'm going to be really embarrassed if I don't have an answer for you.
You're going to know it.
Okay.
So here's the first one.
Got it.
A whole cupboard full of Tupperware.
Okay. And you're not going to use any of it?
No.
Well, the best thing you can do is donate it.
Donate Tupperware?
It would be much better than...
But it kind of gets like messed up. You got that sauce that, you know,
there
kind
are
of...
people that need it that could use it, and that's way better than having to recycle it in the first place. So
okay, so she's...
instead of creating more waste...
Kristin Lagana is spinning me right now. The answer is no.
Well, if you have to toss it out, yes, you can recycle Tupperware, but you should try and see if someone can reuse
I did. I put it in the recycling.
That's fine. Oh, you already did it.
Sorry, Rich.
No.
Okay, good one.
All right.
So donate, but if you absolutely have to, put it in the recycling.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. See, I'm glad I asked you this.
Awesome.
All right, here's another one.
Okay.
Aerosol cans.
Aerosol cans you can recycle, but they need to be empty.
Oh.
The reason
so
why...
you gotta go back in the backyard and do the blowtorch?
Well, because they're full of compressed air.
Yeah.
And whenever, you know, everything that goes in the back of a truck gets compacted.
Yeah.
When you compact something full of compressed air, boom.
Whoa.
So you should try and spray everything or use everything up, but you can recycle those.
I got that one wrong. I put it in the trash.
And, well, yeah, you shouldn't put it in the trash. If it ever is something that is a hazardous material, like spray paint, you can bring it to us on our household hazardous waste days.
Okay, so aerosol cans can be recycled. Yes. You just must empty them.
You should empty them.
I didn't, and that's always fun. I mean, it could be so many things. It could be hairspray. It could
spray
be,
it into your trash.
It could be static cling stuff.
If it's hazardous, bring it to us on those days. Okay, your last one?
I'm learning. All right.
Knowledge is power, friend.
Am I forgetting the last one? What was the last one? Oh, my favorite. Wire hangers from the dry cleaner.
Wire hangers should go back to the dry cleaners. Not accepted in our program. The best thing you can do with them is take them to a cleaner that does accept them.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go, folks.
There you go.
So aerosol cans, you can recycle them.
Yes.
Who knew? Who knew?
Wire
Tupperware,
hangers.
technically you can recycle.
You can recycle?
Who knew?
Wire hangers you can recycle, but not in your curbside bin.
By the way, shout out to the folks at the Glen Burnie Recycling Center.
Northern Recycling Center.
Oh,
what up, Dover Road?
I always get the name wrong.
That's all right.
I call it the dump. Kristen gets mad at me.
It's okay.
But they're doing some upgrades up there. They took all the booths out. They're putting some new booths in, have some cable TV in there maybe. Those guys could use like a little AC in there because it gets hot there in the winter, in the summertime. I'm thinking maybe that's part of the, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to spend a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it gets hot in that little booth out there.
It does. Real quick, any plans this weekend? It's a holiday weekend.
Are you kidding me? What did I tell you I'm doing?
Moving.
I am moving. I will be, if I'm lucky.
And then probably laying.
I will be, right. I'm going to be doing nothing, I hope, but that's not going to happen. We'll probably still be moving boxes. But I'm excited to become an Annapolis resident.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And before we go, we of course want to say thank you from Week in Review to all of our servicemen and women.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because we're going to take you out with some footage of the illustrious, fabulous, wonderful Blue Angels. That wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time. Thank you to everyone who serves.